So would you like to use Asana for the first time? I'm going to show you how to use Asana and what we can actually do directly into Asana. So Asana is an amazing place designed to help you track work, manage your projects, and collaborate with your team efficiently. So this offers features like the task management, the product tracking, and more like team collaboration. So to get started, go to asana.com or click into the link that I'm going to be leaving you down below in the description so we can all get started here totally for free. So the process of creating an account is actually going to be really easy. To just sign in or choose an email as well as a passcode to verify your account, and then you're actually good to go. Let's go straight directly into asana.com. Go into app.asana.com and we can see that we are now inside Asana. So let's just start by setting up our workspace. Once you are signed in, you're logged into the Asana dashboard. It will be asking you to add a full name as well as uploading a new photo. If you're going to be working by yourself, you can of course avoid these elements and go for continue. Now you can of course tell about the work, which is the role you're working on, and what is the best function that you craft yourself. This is not, let's say, really important, but if you want to get a full customization or recommendations for getting started with Asana, I can totally choose to try to fill as much information as you possibly can. So once you have done this process, it's going to be asking you to start adding your first project. So what is something that we are going to be working on? Let's say, for example, we're going to be working with YouTube strategy of my channel in 2024, right? So let's go for continue. And here, this is the creation, like a preview of my sample project. So what are a few tasks that we have to do for the YouTube strategy 2024? If you don't know how to get started, you don't have to worry about that. Let's just add, for example, one. For example, like create a short video. Or the second one, let's say get a niche. And lastly, let's say that I'm going to just leave this as it is and go for continue. Now, how I would like to group this task into the section or stages is really important for to do, doing, and done, which is like the most common ways. Or I can, of course, focus with something else and much more easier. For example, let's go for drafts. I can go for ideas, and I can go for currently doing or in production. And go for continue. We can add more or delete lists later. This is just an example of how you can use it to get started. Now, what are the layouts that best work for yourself? As a list, as a board, as a Gantt view, or as a calendar? Personally, we loved a lot to use lists, but that's totally up to you. Let's go for continue. And lastly, if you want to add a teammate directly into Asana, you can do it. So in my case, I'm going to just leave this as it is and go for continue. Now let's go and view the applications to continue if you wanted to download Asana for your phone as an iOS, Android, or a desktop. In my case, I'm going to just skip this for now and use Asana using an actual computer or a website. Now, once you have added your very first element, let's add and organize our task. So you can see that we have the task on the drafts already been created. We can create more tasks or delete the task we are getting into. For example, create a short video, get a niche, and task number 3. If there's a task that you do or you don't want her to see, just click in the and go for the right click and go for delete the task. Now, as you can see, when I clicked into one task, it's going to be displaying this new element where I can start editing more about this task. For example, who's this assigned for, the due date, the project, dependencies, field, description, and much more. So fill this information as you can possibly can so you can understand what is about this drafting element. Now I'm going to close this and I'm going to add a new element here. For example, a task to this group or even a new group. So to add a new group, we can focus here into add section or just type the word alt n or tabbed n in this case. And here this new section, let's say that I have idea and production drafts. Let's go for post production. And once you've filled all your tasks, what you can do is to choose one specific task and move it where you think they belong. For example, these are just ideas. Get a niche, these are just ideas. So you can customize them as you want to, and you can feel how priority, the level of priority, and the status are added here. So the status we can create, for example, the on track and risked, out track, and much more elements. And lastly, what you can do is to collaborate with your teams. I just told you into the upper side. Let's go for show And to show, we can add different members, and you can assign them to be a product administrator, an editor, commenter, viewer, and much more. Now, Asana allows you to track product progress with built-in reports tools. If you clicked here into reporting, you can see everything about your progress into the product view, and you can create a new dashboard of how it's going to be looking your reporting. For example, I needed to see about product status. I needed to see much more elements. You can add more charts, for example, completing task works, custom field total, work health, and much more. So lastly, I can show you the integrations with Asana. So Asana can be helping you to integrate much more stuff. For example, it's going to focus here into one element, and I can attach or I can add a new element here. And well, that is just a really easy and graphic tutorial how you can get started with a beginner's guide on Asana 2024. There's a lot of things to cover here into Asana, but I hopefully show you how you can use this great elements so you can add much more elements, and of course customize your new product management into Asana and help you to improve your organizing section here inside this great application. So if you find this tutorial helpful, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more tips and tricks from TechSpressed. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Hopefully we can all see you to a product section of TechSpressed. See you next time.